What's up, you guys? JD here, back with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to just go over the week, pretty much what we had. I am going to keep it short because it is kind of late already, but I try to show up, no matter what, I tried to show up. So last week, I had a pretty red week and I did not have time to make a video. Unfortunately, I did review all my trades and, everything I could as usual, but I really didn't have time. So I could have missed 2 weeks in a row. This week was also pretty red, but, you can't really expect every week to be perfect in the starting stages. So I'm okay with that. And as long as I'm able to learn from my mistakes, then, that's all that really matters. So let's start off with Monday, right? Monday, we had a gap up, right? Not much. Waiting out for some structure here. So I had this yellow. This was the buying continuation, which eventually it tapered into this green, as you can see. And we tapered into the blue, right? So realistically, what I should have waited for was the inverse cup to close, right? Which would have been more confirmation that sellers were going to rebuild some liquidity and, take it. So I entered early in shorts right here, which I ended up getting stopped out off the green algo break. Didn't work out. Should have waited for the cup to close. So I usually throw down this blue tapering, right? And I always like to enter right when we break that blue, when we break that second one. So we had the break, we held right at the blue, right? So once I see this green candle, I'm in, right? And we had some little retrace, but it wasn't anything, so I didn't really take profit and stopped out. Boom, right? Now, after the fact, obviously left shoulder, head, and we had that perfect microstructure within our blue. So my mistake here was entering too early, not waiting for the structure. I should have waited for some microstructure, especially when the cup hasn't even closed yet. Because you're able to wait out for it. If the cup hasn't closed for it, you always want to wait for the setup. This was a rush setup. No reason to take this at all. This, if I would have waited for this left shoulder and this head, this would have been a nice setup right here, taking that trade right there. But even then, you can always wait for the inverse cup to close, okay? So this was bad trading. This is very bad trading right here. Then I decided to go long after I expected us to break out of this selling algo and jump back up. And instead we tapered. So, I took the long here and I got stopped out. And when I got stopped out of the long, I took a short. Over trading, forcing trades, not very good. Now this short actually worked out. So this was the final trade that I took. I decided to take that win and leave, even though my day was red. So this is over trading. This is not good trading at all. But you see, we have the yellow, we have taper into green, and then we have the blue. So part of the reason why I did bad, I feel like these last 2 weeks, is because I wasn't really focusing on charting out the algorithms. And I was just kind of forcing trades, trying to make money. So, you get what you get out of the market. And if you're just going to be forcing trades, trying to make your will happen, then the market's going to show you, yeah, you're going to lose, right? So after I got this little win, finished for the day. Either way, we just pretty much trended down this magenta algo, just bullish liquidity building. Right, so on to the next day. This was a nice, decent play right here, this short and this short at the end of the day. Those were nice plays, but as I already finished, can't really be forcing more trades and making even more red. So Tuesday, right, we had this morning. I didn't really trade any of this in the morning, so actually, maybe I didn't even trade Tuesday. I think I didn't even trade Tuesday, or maybe I was using my mentor's chart, but this was a beautiful day to trade. Very nice controlled algos, as you can see. Right here we have the magenta, right? So magenta. And if you can just identify this, not force trades, just trust in the process. And it's literally free money, like I promise. And this is part of the reason why I was losing, is because I really didn't focus on this. Look at this free money right here. Beautiful entry. You have perfect entries. Activates that yellow buying algo, right? No reason to be shorting when you see this. Zero reason. So if you just focus on identifying the algos, then literally everything else will come with it, which is exactly what I have to be doing. And, I didn't do it. I paid the price. And, all I could really do is study, get better, and make it not happen again. But this is literally all you have to do, is focus on where the algos are, and it will literally almost always give you an entry or some sort of, you know, where the liquidity is being built. Look, after this blue broke, you even got a microstructure here off this key level. Boom, another beautiful, beautiful trade right here. So, you know, it's all on yourself, really. I understand how I messed up these last 2 weeks. I know why I messed up. And it was because I'm focused on the money. I wasn't focused on trading good. And it happens with traders. It happens with me. It happens with everyone in this business. And it's going to happen, you know. Sometimes maybe your focus is not right. But the difference between the pros and the amateurs is the pros understand when this is happening to them. So they're quick to cut it out. The amateurs, they'll just keep trading, letting their drawdown get bigger, weigh down on them. The red in their P&L, look at their P&L, trade their P&L, and, you know, it's all spirals down into really, really bad trading. And, you know, you mess up eventually until you blow up your account. So Wednesday, we had I think Powell was speaking this day, I believe. So no morning trades for me. Now, I identified this blue, right? I came back prior on here, and I identified this blue and this magenta. So I was, at the time of the news candle, I was going to take the long. I was ready. I was ready to take that long. I see this blue. We're closing perfectly at the top of the blue. I was like, bro, we're about to like short squeeze. I didn't take it. And boom, candles up. So after these green candles, I was like, I'm not going to chase a trade. So what I did was I hedged. So I got some puts, right? I got some puts, but there were some pretty far out of the money puts because look at this left shoulder that I was looking at, right? So I was like, oh, if we break down this left shoulder, we're going down, right? So I'm going to hedge good. And if we keep going up, then I'll still have the puts to protect it. And I'll just get into a bigger call position, right? So this was kind of what I thought. And it didn't really work out because I got stuck in the puts. I was focused on the P&L. And instead of focusing on the algorithms and actually trying to enter when, as I said, when the calls entry was coming, I didn't. I just stayed in the puts and we kept going higher. So I kept adding to the puts. I was like, wait, now we're going to go back down, right? And adding to the puts and adding to the puts. And eventually the puts went worthless. I never got into any long and, you know, ended up having a bad day. So, you know, it is what it is. It's better to just trade the structure, right? Because if I wasn't in those puts, I wouldn't have that bias, simply. And I would have seen all this left shoulder liquidity, the blue algo forming and bounce off the blue. Microstructure would have taken that long easily. But clouding your head with, you know, stupid trades and trying to force your will in the market. Now, not to say that the puts are a stupid play because, you know, I could have been hedging and I could have taken a bigger call position. But I guess from just, I don't know, having them running and losing, I guess it messed with my psychology somehow. So either I got to open the calls and the puts at the same time, or, you know, just wait for the structure, which is always the best, is to wait for the structure, because you could see a clear left shoulder, a right shoulder, and a microstructure. That's just right here. This is all you have to take and done for the day. So look at this. This is just beautiful, beautiful. Even if you have your RR to that key level, that's a 10 out of 10 trade right there. So, you know, don't mess up. Later on, we chopped and, you know, so I was already pretty red on the week. I was like, all right, whatever. Let's just see what we can do on Thursday and Friday. So this is what happened. We gapped up again. So I was trying to go short to close the gap. Again, not waiting for the algos. I was just, look, I'm shorting and a buying continuation. Like if I don't even care about trading anymore. Like, I don't understand what was going through my head. But, you know, I guess I took the right shoulder. I guess I saw a head here and a right shoulder and stopped out. Boom, market played me. It's okay because I'm trying to force my will. So, you know, that's just what the market will do. Now I see a head and shoulder here. I try to go short after this green candle, as I'm thinking it's going to form into a microstructure. Yet the whole time, no cup is closed. So there's no reason to be looking at puts here at all. Matter of fact, we're actually building liquidity in the magenta, as you can see. So there's bad charting overall. I wasn't even like actually focusing on the algos. Simply, that's literally exactly why I messed up. Because I was focused on the money. I was not focused on the algos. When if I would have been focusing on the algos, I would have already seen, boom, Bulls are building liquidity. So easy. So simple to see. Liquidity. Grab on the liquidity. Microstructure. There's a nested inverse head and shoulder here. So it's very simple. You have to focus and pay attention and understand what the market's telling you, giving you clues, and not trying to force your own trades their own way. So here we had bulls building liquidity. I took a short here at the bottom for some reason. I see a left shoulder, right shoulder, and so I take the short. Not a very good play at all, but bad trading leads to more bad trading. Realistically, after these bad few days, I should have just stopped trading and taken the days off, but it is what it is, right? So we had Friday and we were still building bullish liquidity. Now my charts aren't usually this messy, but I don't know what was going on this week. So it is what it is, right? So I take the short here for some reason, even though there's no cup, there's no really structure to support it. So I guess we have a magenta to build liquidity. So it did work out this short. So I made some money here. I took the short again here. It's not a very good play because there's not perfect structure, but as long as you're protecting the trade, which I did. So top of magenta, protected here, top of magenta, bottom of magenta, protected. So, they're not good trades. They're not A+ setups, how we should be taking them. So it is what it is. Now I see this magenta building liquidity and I'm like almost certain that we're going to taper up, especially with these blue supports. And I didn't end up taking this trade. I don't know why. Again, bad trading, put bias maybe, who knows. But I see the bulls building liquidity. And the thing is that this cup closed, the inverse cup. So I guess I had to put bias and I was looking for a handle rather than seeing the double bottom with this bullish liquidity build, right? So, different perspectives, but at least I didn't force a short here. So that's what mattered, which I actually ended up catching the long later after this cup had already been above. Because once we go above the cup, then I know the handle's not actually playing out, right? So I take this long here, magenta, taper into blue, beautiful. Microstructure right here, green candle, red candle, green candle. I probably protected by this green candle right here, which we wigged down, and you can't really expect the full move. Now I had this magenta built from the previous liquidity, so much previous liquidity on Thursday. So I was expecting us to break out, but we actually didn't break out. So when we don't break out of that, right, we just got to look for the tapering, right? So I had this blue thrown down, boom, the blue, right? And I was waiting for this. I see this cup close, I see another cup close, and I see a handle. So I take the handle, right? I get stopped out. I'm okay with that. Now I know exactly where my second entry point is going to be, which is the bottom of the blue as it breaks, always, no matter what. And this was a really good trade that I was proud of, really proud of. This is probably what set off my Friday, and it actually made my week kind of green because I understood what I was waiting for. And now I really understand exactly what I have to do this coming week, these next few weeks. This is really going to be a breakthrough. I know this is going to be a breakthrough. So we had microstructure here, cups closing, perfect entry point on the blue. This was A+ setup, 10 out of 10 trade. And it was probably like a 300% or so. If I would have taken it with size, that would have been beautiful. I took it with okay size, probably $400 or something, turned it to like, I don't know, 700 or something like that. But I turned a red day into a green day. So now this is PM Friday, but as long as you know what you're waiting out for, it's okay. So I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Now I do want to end off with a final closing note kind of lesson. So even though sometimes you have red days, right? You have to understand that it's part of the process and you have to change on this process, right? You can't just expect to stay forever the same and end up winning. You have to change, and change is going to come with comes with a lot of pressure. A lot of people aren't suitable to change. That's another thing. So you just have to understand that if you really want this, it's going to take a lot of change, a lot of it's a lot. So focus on yourself, focus on bettering every single day. Don't worry about the bads, because everyone's going to have a bad day, everyone's going to have a bad week, everyone's going to have a bad month, bad year, everything. So, but you have to understand, what are you really doing this for? Are you doing it for you today, or are you doing it for yourself 10 years from now? So you have to think in the long term, and it's a marathon, not a sprint, you know? So a lot of people, you see all these people with young money and whatever, drop shipping, all this stuff. But, you know, having young money maybe isn't always the best, because you're not really going through the struggle. You're not going through the hardship, you know? Now, maybe some people, that's not to say that young people haven't gone through the hardship and the struggle, but you know, you have to be grateful of your process, and you have to be grateful of what every obstacle and God throws at you every day, you know? Now, you're going to have a task to do. You're going to have things that you need to get done, and that just working on it one day at a time, 1 week at a time, planning ahead, having your goals written down, exactly knowing what you're doing this for, that's all going to propel you more forward than anything else. So, you know, just kind of wanted to lift you guys up there a little bit. And this is a hard journey, but you know, at the end of the day, when $30 million are being printed a day, it's going to be so worth it. So it is what it is, right? Now, I hope you guys had a great weekend. Hope you guys had a good week. Let's kill this next week. You already know I'm going to be focusing on the algos. I'm not even going to care about trades, just algos, looking for these setups right here. And, you know, we're going to kill it. I know we're going to kill it. So thank you guys all for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.